gentlemen, my name is Sandra Campbell, and I'm here tonight with Miss Darlaina Rose with our conversation and cocktails. Miss Darlaina Rose is the author of a new book. It's called How I Got Here, and it is my holistic healing journey. Now, I met this young lady, wow, how many years? It's been about 3 years.
Yeah,
now.
about 3 now.
About 3 years ago. I met her on social media. She was one of those ladies that introduces herself, big conversation, big personality, and I decided to get to know her. So I'm glad I did. But we're going to do an interview with Darlaina tonight, and she's going to tell us a couple of things. Who is Darlaina Rose?
Yes.
What the book is about. It's a really good book. And also what's next for Darlaina. So,
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Miss Darlaina Rose.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me. Darlaina Rose. That's heavy, right?
Who is Darlaina
Who
Rose?
is Darlaina Rose?
And how did you get a name like Rose? Who is lucky enough to get a last name Rose?
So there is some history to that name. So I was born Darlaina Rose Martin.
Okay.
And I got married, dropped Martin, and had my married name, and decided to, after my divorce, to let all my last names go and just keep my first name and my middle name that my dad gave me. And so I legally changed my name to Darlaina Rose.
Now that's recreating, reinventing yourself, ladies. So think about that. After the divorce, you're starting over. That was fantastic. That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
My mother said, "You did what?"
But listen to the ring. It's like the name of somebody who should be somebody. Darlaina Rose, the ring to it, so you can't forget it.
Yes.
So, well, nice. We love the name and the history, but who is Darlaina Rose?
So I am someone who has just been through some things and just transparent about the things that I've experienced.
Okay.
You know, one of my mentors told me, she said, "You're not special."
Oh.
I thought I was. She said, "Darlaina, do you think you're special? You're not special. What you go through is not even for you. It is for all the lives that you get to touch." So it's not that my experiences are different than other people's. The only difference is that I talk about them.
There you go. So I know that in the, especially, okay, I won't say in any particular community, but we all have family secrets. We all have things in our family that we don't want to deal with. And then it starts to become a generational curse, so to speak, right? Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely.
And then we're afraid to share our information because we're ashamed, or you know, it makes us different. All right. Well, what's your story? What's your story?
So I am somebody who was this whole trajectory of my life changed when I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure.
How old were you?
I was in my 30s.
Okay. That's crazy.
I mean, I think I'm in my 30s still, but in my 30s, around 2003.
Okay.
So
that would make you.
Yeah. Yeah. And cute.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
To women over 40.
Yes. So, you know, I just living my life, you know, normally, and
then
one day at work I wasn't feeling well, and my arm felt funny, it felt numb, and you know, my face, my jaw felt funny.
Were you a smoker?
No, never smoked. You know,
regular eating
just
habits.
you know, regular, you know, same as everybody else, nothing special. And I told my boss I worked at a hospital. I worked at a long-term acute care facility. And I told my boss, you know, some of the symptoms. She said, "Girl, you need to go to the hospital and see." And we in the hospital, but I need to go to the hospital.
Right.
That facility was a long-term acute care, so we didn't have like an emergency room and all that.
Yeah.
So I kind of shrugged it off and, you know, took my time. Didn't even call anybody to go. I just got on the bus and went to the hospital. Ended up staying. Ended up being in there for a long time, and them telling me that, you know, my heart was extremely weak, and that I probably was on my way to needing a heart transplant.
And this was 2003.
2003.
And now we're at 2018.
18.
So how was the heart transplant? How'd that go?
So what happened was, right now, I couldn't think of one person that had lived long term past having a heart transplant, and so I didn't want to do that. And so I still wasn't sure what I was going to do, but I just knew, like, you know, once you get sick, you kind of go down this rabbit hole of medications and doctors and all that. And so, you know, after arriving at the heart failure and transplant unit, that's the name of it.
See,
so
I would have been, my heart would have stopped right then and there. I'm supposed you not going up in there.
Listen, when I got in there, like, and I wasn't real big on the law of attractions or, you know, feeding your mind and all that at the time, but when I saw it, it immediately took me aback. Like, so every patient that walks in this place, the first thing they see is that my heart is going to fail and I'm going to need a transplant.
Yep, that's what I was going to say, because if I'd have saw that sign going in back then, not knowing what I know now,
yes,
I'd have got sick.
Yes.
Automatically, and I would just jumped on the phone. I'm having a heart attack.
right now. So yeah, so I'm in this place that I'm on all kinds of medications, all that kind of stuff, and my quality of life was terrible. I couldn't go outside if it was hot. I couldn't go outside if it was cold. I couldn't walk a flight of steps. None of that. And I remember being home on my couch, not being able to do much, very lethargic, tired, no personality because I was too exhausted to have one.
Yeah, when you're sick, people sick. Yeah. That's the last thing you want to be friendly.
Listen, so my girlfriend came over, hadn't seen me in a while, and she said to me, she said, Darlaina, you have got to take control of your own health care.
Oh, say that again?
She said, you have got to take control of your own health care.
Yeah.
She said, the doctors are going to kill you.
On that note, can I tell a quick story? Do you mind?
Yes.
Do you mind?
No.
So my daughter and I were out at a restaurant one day, and there was this older couple, and they were so cute. And my daughter has this thing for old people. She likes older, elderly people.
Yes.
So they were sitting at the table next to us, and as we were walking by, and the lady said, "Oh, you are so cute. You look like Tyra Banks." Now, it was an older Caucasian couple, and we all know that Jasmine does not look like Tyra Banks, but that's who they attribute model to. And
yes.
So, you know, we shrugged it, laughed it off, but it was cute, and they were older. So, of course, they started talking, and it was cute. We talking to them. So, they were, he was 98, and she was 96. And when they said it, I was like, at that point, you know, at first I was trying to like laugh. Oh, that is so nice, you know, and oh, that's nice, whatever, and keep going because our food is getting cold. Girl, when she said their ages, I was like, wait a minute, move over. Let me sit down because I need to know
what y'all doing.
What y'all, honestly, because 96 and 98, we're at Fuddruckers, right? They're driving themselves, they're sitting there enjoying it, and you could not have persuaded me that they were over 70. That's how good they look. So I asked them, what was the secret? And she said real cute, she said, honey, my secret is to stay away from the doctors. They will kill you.
Wow.
And he said, I concur.
Wow.
And to this day, that was my thought. Now,
yeah,
here you are.
The same thing. You know, and it's so scary because every medication has some side effect. I remember one of the heart medications that I was on used to make me cough, and not just cute.
And that ain't cute.
People used to move away from me. Like, we don't know what she got, but we gonna go to the other side. And so when I told my doctor about it, she said, "Oh," because I thought I was coming down, so I said, "Oh my goodness, I think I'm catching a cold or getting the flu or something." And she's like, "Oh no, Darlaina, that's just a side effect of your medication. Hold up, a side effect. A cough is a side effect of medication." And she said, "But don't worry about it. I'll give you something for that." Hold up, pause. You want to give me a medicine for my medicine? No, ma'am. We need to do something else. We need to do something else. So and that's just what they do. And if you don't say anything, they will continue to just give you one after another after another. And I can tell when pharmaceutical reps have been to my doctor's office because my medication changed according to what they said was the newest, latest, greatest, hottest. I even remember one time them giving me a psychotic drug, saying that it was good for hearts. right? And I was saying to myself, I don't know about that. And I promise you, I took that drug one time, and for 12 hours, I saw people in my room. I saw people under my covers. I'm screaming, telling people to get out of here. My kids is like, "What's wrong with you?"
Wow.
I'm like, "You don't see them. You don't see them." And my kids are like, "There's nobody in here," and I'm freaking
this is
out.
all from going in with the symptoms of congestive heart failure.
Yep. And so he said, "Oh, didn't we mention that was a psychotic drug? Why would you give that to anybody?"
Oh, God.
So anyway, so long story short, Bettina comes over and she says, "Listen, take control." And the first thing she told me to do was watch The Secret.
Okay.
And so I hadn't heard of The Secret or anything at that point. And so she's like, "Just watch The Secret. Just watch The Secret and just watch it."
Right.
And so I didn't watch it right away, like I didn't. But what happened was I had gotten the flu on top of my heart condition.
And on top of your psychosis.
Yeah,
You're crazy.
Because man, I'm crazy too.
You're sick and crazy.
Yes. And so I'm like, okay, I got to do something. I don't know what this is. This is worse. This is bad. And so I watch The Secret, and I see people healing themselves with their thoughts, with their mind. This lady was walking around saying, "Thank you for my healing," and drinking tea. And she had breast cancer.
Now, Darlaina, I'm just for a second here, because I think you're gonna freak some people out.
Oh.
Here. I don't know that everybody is ready for what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really know. So for those of you who don't know, there's a movie and a book out called The Secret, and it's called by Rhonda Byrne, and several years old now.
Yeah,
a lot of years old now.
Yeah.
But the book is just timeless.
Yes.
So you said she came over, she talked to you about The Secret.
Yeah, she talked to me about that. I watched it. But even the Bible says, so a man thinketh, so is he.
Okay, and we're back on part one. We ended with Darlaina. We were talking to you guys about the book and the movie The Secret. And you were saying that your friend came over after you were at congestive heart failure. That's where you started. And then it went through psychosis.
Yes.
Crazy. She kept a little bit of that, I'm sure. And then at this point, it's moved on into
the holistic doctor. So what happened was I had gotten the flu and I was really sick. Couldn't breathe now. Now, like, I'm tired and wore out. Can't walk a step. Now I can't breathe. So I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work. Let me figure out what I can do. So I reached out to Bettina, and she told me to see this doctor, Dr. Wyatt, who was in Philly, holistic healer. Dr. Wyatt wasn't there that day. I saw someone that he trained. I never forget him. His name is Diego. And as soon as I walked in, the first thing he did was like this.
Now, had you ever used a holistic doctor before?
No.
So at this point, you're just sick
totally
and tired.
Yes, I'm just done with all of this stuff, all of the medications, all of the hospital visits, all the stuff, and I'm still not better.
Yeah, because I can witness, thank God that I'm healthy and haven't had any of those issues. But just visiting friends or family in a hospital, I mean, it goes from bad to worse, and then at that point they're just so tired and they just want to
give up. Just want it to be over with.
So you're at that point then at that thing. So that it takes you to a holistic doctor, something you've never done before.
I need something else. There got to be another way.
Okay.
So as soon as he puts his hand like this and he says, "This is male stress. That's your husband." He said, "This is male stress. That's your son." I said, "Hope."
Oh wow.
Hope.
It's always about a man. Oh, excuse me.
I said,
my tea.
I said, "I'm a Christian. I don't do voodoo." Because I couldn't tell how he know. How you know, right? And so he said, "Oh, no, ma'am. This is kinesiology. This is the study of the body's energy. This is the energy that your body is putting out." And so then he said, I said, "Okay." And so he said, "Male stress husband, male stress son." He said, "Tell me about your heart. You lactose intolerant. What happened to your hip? Did you hurt your knee? You got a bunion on your foot?" Everything he said was dead on. I'm sitting there with my mouth wide open, trying to figure out how he know.
Girl.
So, he knew that he felt the he told me he said, you took a flu shot. He knew I had a flu shot. He knew that I couldn't breathe, like all of the stuff. He knew.
This is tripping.
I'm totally done. Like I'm sitting there dumbfounded. And then he just went on about his business, going to the shelves, pulling stuff down, and putting it there. So he put a whole big pile of herbs and tinctures and all that stuff there. And then he put my hand on top, and then his hand on top. And he said, no. He took some stuff away, put some other stuff there, did it again, did like this. He said, okay, got it. He got a legal pad. He wrote down what to do with the 19 herbs he gave me that day. He told me to take 2 of those 3 times a day, take 1 of those 2 times a day, a whole long list. And at the bottom of that list, he said, drink 8 glasses of water, exercise for 15 minutes, and then I will live a long time.
Wow.
5 months to the day, my heart was completely healed and has been so ever since.
Okay, so we were discussing how you, at this point, you went to the holistic doctor. 5 weeks later.
5 months.
5 months later.
5 months later.
We're back to normal.
Yep. Normal heart, everything back to doing what it's supposed to do.
So what's the doctor saying at this point?
Oh, they were like, what did you do? I told them what I did. They said, oh, it probably didn't happen because of that. It's probably because of the 2 years of the medication that you were taking that healed your heart. So I said, okay, Doc, no problem.
So you went on with the doctor for 2 years? This stuff?
I did everything what they told me to do for 2 years, and I wasn't better.
Okay.
I was worse.
So I'm sure a lot of you all can relate to
the rabbit hole.
Yeah, not for yourself, at least for a family member or a friend that you've been going with it. So you are holistic, and the book is just it is my holistic healing journey. But reading the book, it wasn't just about your journey holistically. So it got bigger.
Yes.
Right.
So fast forward past me, maybe 5 years later, my ex-husband and I were living separate. We were in the middle of divorce. He called me up, told me he was sick, and was like, I know you understand what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. I need you to go with me. And so after some intrepidation.
Because I heard the word divorce in the middle of a divorce, and he's sick.
Yes, and so, I thought about a couple of things. Our lives, our kids, all of that. And so I decided to go to see
a bigger person.
Yes, see what's going on. And, he went to this, this private doctor. We go to the doctor, and she's like, I've been treating him for 3 weeks, and he's not better. And so she said, I just think y'all should go to the emergency room and don't leave until they tell you what's wrong. She said, I've given him every kind
what
of...
What is she treating then if she doesn't know what she's treating symptoms?
He presented with a respiratory infection.
Okay.
All nasal and all that kind of stuff. And so she thought it was like a sinus infection. So she had been giving him antibiotics. She said, I've given him every kind of antibiotic, including the one that they give for people with anthrax, and he's worse. He's not better. And so she said, just go to the emergency room and don't leave until they tell you. They have more capacity than she did to run way more tests. And so the funny thing about that day was I had started a women's organization. And that was my meeting night. And so I told him, I said, listen, I can't go tonight, but I'll go with you in the morning. So I went back, met with my women, and they were like, I wouldn't go nowhere with him. And then some of the more mature ladies were like, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even be here.
Right.
So I think you should go.
Okay.
So I had already decided I was going. So we went, got to the hospital, 10 o'clock in the morning. They ran every kind of test you could possibly think of.
Wow.
And in 12 hours, they told him that he had cancer.
Wow. What a blow.
And so he just dropped his head down, and he kind of just was like numb for a minute. And that was November 2010, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Because he was having Thanksgiving for the first time at the house with his family. And so I said, I'm going home. So I went home. I went home that night with him, stayed with him that night, and in the morning I went home to my house, and he, I don't even think he did dinner. I don't know what he did, but I came back after everything was over and brought our then 13-year-old daughter back with me, and I was back. You know, my thought process was, if someone called me and told me that he was dead, would I be okay with that? And I wasn't.
So that explains your whole Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yes, the living Diary of the Mad Black Woman.
She left. This man wasn't doing right. Oh, I'm just saying that out there. I don't know what he's doing, but and she's out. There's a divorce, and then bam.
Yep.
Then back in the house.
Yep.
As nurse.
Mm-hmm.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife nurse. Yes, we were still legally married, but we were in the middle of divorce, so it changed a lot of dynamic when it comes to like his family. But you know, my family was like, y'all married, you know, whatever. And so
well, we don't want to give away too much of the book, though.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But he was diagnosed with cancer.
Yes.
Right.
Stage
4. Stage 4 cancer.
Stage 4 nose and throat cancer.
Nose and throat cancer. That was in 2010.
Yes.
Okay. So you got to get the book to hear about how that story ends. But I will say this, in all fairness, right? Yeah. It is 2018.
Yes.
How's your ex-husband doing?
He's alive and well, working very, very hard right now.
Wow.
Yes.
And there was, because I don't want you to give away too much, I want them to get the book. You
yes.
want to get the book to see what happened. Like, this is truly a diary of a mad black woman's story. And it was just amazing to me when I heard, and there was a treatment. You all took a trip to Mexico.
Yes.
Because you all know when it's a loved one's life is in danger, when you're really serious about your health, your life, you know, that you're going to do whatever it takes to do that.
Yeah.
And you guys took a trip to Mexico.
Actually, Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Went to Hawaii.
Went to Hawaii.
Okay.
And spent
2 weeks there.
2 weeks there going through a treatment, because Darlaina, she did all her research and she found out how to cure her husband from
cancer.
Stage 4 cancer. Let's just go there. Yeah. And so again, I don't want you to give it all away.
Yes,
but the treatment is called
the Gerson therapy.
The Gerson therapy. And how much does that cost?
So it can be pricey, but when we went to Hawaii, we spent $7,000 a week, and we stayed for 2 weeks. And when we came home, our fruit and vegetable, because we juiced every day, was about $300 a week. Then you count the herbs and all that, and then we rearranged, redid the house, got rid of the microwave, the non-stick pots, the plastic, all that kind of stuff, whole house water filtration, all of that kind of stuff. And so it can get, the numbers can climb. So that's why it's so important to take care of yourself before you get sick.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. But we know that there is a method to, and you perform this method at home.
At home.
That people are spending $7,000 a week
to do.
And you were there and lived it and know it. So this book is phenomenal. So I know that a lot of you all have family members and friends that can use this. So how I got here, my holistic journey in healing. And I have a signed copy personally. And also you have here your gratitude journal.
It's actually a health planner in the back.
A health planner in the back.
Yes, a health planner. So, when you are talking about, getting your health together, it's a place where you can kind of check in, like where you are, how much you weigh, all that kind of stuff. The diet that you're choosing, how to, keeping a food diary, your notes on what, you're shopping, any questions that you might have. So it is actually a working book. So, once you read the story, you take the journal part and you're in it every day. Especially when you get to the place when you want to do something different for your life, you definitely have to track your journey, and even writing down your target, because you can't hit a moving target.
Can't hit a moving target.
You can't. So so it's available on Amazon. You can grab it on Amazon. It is an Amazon bestseller.
And I love this picture on there. That's like my journey. Like she took it. That's like a journey. But it was a great journey, and she's still smiling, and she looks beautiful with her journey. So I'm proud of you, sis.
Thank you so much.
I feel so encouraged to write a book, and I wouldn't mind to say bestseller.
Yes.
Amazon bestseller. So y'all pick up the book. It's phenomenal.
Yes.
It can mean life or death actually for a lot
some
of people. So,
yeah.
and stay tuned. So we are firm believers in we create our own destiny.
Yes,
so
we do.
henceforth, this interview came about based on that. We need
Yes.
you guys to know what was going on. So
yes.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Lots more to come for sure.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for
Cocktails and Conversation.
Girl, we talked about that thing, didn't we?